Well, guys, we might be in trouble. The Russo brothers have done a new interview, and man, Kevin Feige is too shy to answer questions in public, but apparently the Russos aren't not only against are not talking in public, sometimes they take way too much. And sometimes they should just not open their mouths, because man, is this a doozy. And honestly, I'm starting to get nervous. Is Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars doomed? Are these going to be the first Avengers movies that ever flop? Well, we're about to talk about it. So, sit down, relax, sip that soda pop, and let's get into it. So, talking to Omelette Big Reporter from Brazil, which is a very good scooper. They have very reliable stuff, and they're a popular outlet that is also being backed by Variety and Deadline. This is an interview that is done with the Russos about Doomsday and Robert Downey Jr. So Omelette says the Russo brothers confirmed that Downey was attached to play Doom before they agreed to return. That was Kevin, and interesting enough about it, that was the conversation. I don't know why they worded it that way. The way they apologize, guys, I'm not making grammar mistakes on purpose. The wording in this article, some of them might need to get a better speech coach, because some of the wording in this article is bad. Like, it's very bad. So it says, and interesting enough about that was the conversation we had a while ago. Joe confirmed, and then Robert tried to talk us into doing it. And we said no, weirdly, because we said we wouldn't come back. Admitting that they were resistant for a while due to not having a way in, he added, one day, Steve McFeely, one of our key collaborators, said, I have an idea. He called us and we went, that's the story? That story has to be told. It's a very powerful story. And then it says, it seems the biggest draw of that story is Doom himself, as the filmmakers went to say, we love villains who think they are the heroes of their own stories. That's when they become three-dimensional, and when they just become more interesting. And then he said, Thanos only had a few minutes of screen time before taking center stage in Avengers Infinity War, but Doom hadn't even been hinted at before now. A post-credit scene appearance in Fantastic Four First Steps seems likely, but for the Russos, a lot of their focus is going towards making Victor a compelling antagonist. When you have an actor like Robert Downey Jr., you have to create a well-shaped, three-dimensional character for the audience, Joe teased. Crap, sorry, I lost my article for a second. Give me 1 second, guys. The website I'm reading this on is giving me a hard time. And then it says, okay, here's where we get into the confidence stuff. So now we get to some complicated stuff. So it says focus on compelling anything like Victor. When you have an actor, oh yeah, we talked about the three-dimensional character for the audience, right? Then it says, so if you don't know, the Russos just did a movie called The Electric State. The Electric State hasn't been receiving positive reviews since launching on Netflix last week, and ahead of their MCU return, the directors have also come under fire to what some deem a controversial take on AI usage in movies, which I think a lot of people just aren't a fan of. And we're going to talk about that in a minute. Talking to The Hollywood Reporter, which is a very big scooper, which is a very good Hollywood trade that we trust very much on this channel, Anthony called it a valuable tool, leading to concerns AI might be used in the next two Avengers movies. Yep, this is where it gets downhill. And so then we go in the article, we have to approach AI the same way we approach all technology. It's potentially a valuable tool, but it's the kind of tool that artists always have to remain in control of, but there's going to be some valuable role in the creative process and the filmmaking process. Then it says, in a separate conversation with the Times, another very big, reliable Hollywood outsides, Joe Russo confirmed they used AI voice modulating for the electric state and shared there's a lot of finger pointing and hyperbolic because people are afraid they don't understand, but ultimately you see AI used more significantly. Downey is no fan of AI, so chances are it won't play a significant role in the production of either Doomsday or Secret Wars. Marvel Studios has also faced backlash when it was unlisted for it was used in the credits of Secret Invasion's opening credits so much wanted to avoid repeating that mistake. Avengers Doomsday is set to arrive in theaters. Okay, now this is only article part 1, but so let's talk about this article first, and then I'll talk about the new article that they don't say in this article that's important. In article 1, so first of all, what's the big takeaways? So they seem like they had an idea, they were passionate to come back. That's a big deal. But here's the thing. I haven't seen Electric State, but if you guys don't know me, I was asked this very question from my friend Mark, who we had an interview with earlier this week. If you haven't checked that out, you got to check that out on this channel. It's a big deal. But with me saying, he asked me my opinion on AI, and I'm of the mind that I'm sorry. I know I work at a technological advanced job, but I'm going to be very honest with you. I do not want to bow to Skynet. Okay, so I am not. This is not Judgment Day, but I am giving my judgment, and I am saying that I will not allow this AI to have power over me. And my sister is a very big fan of animation, how artwork is done. We had a whole writer's strike explaining why AI is damaging to careers and why it is bad. They are going to take our jobs. And the fact that Russo brothers want to use AI in their movies, whether they use them in Avengers or not, at this part of the conversation, I have lost all respect for the Russo brothers. Because I will probably still watch Electric State, and when I do watch it on Netflix, I'll give it a fair review. But if they even consider, like, this article doesn't say that they're going to use AI in their movies, but based on what I've gathered from the other article I read, I actually think that they are going to use AI, and they probably just paid Robert Downey Jr. more money to swallow that pill. Because they're probably going to want to make Tony's face look different, so you can use AI to make him look younger and look different, like Victor Von Doom or some shit, instead of doing it, hiring an actual artist to make it look good. But we haven't even talked about the biggest element in this article that this article doesn't say what the other article says, which is they also said that Tony Stark's death in Endgame is going to be a huge part of Doctor Doom's story, which means that this is not Victor Von Doom, ladies and gentlemen. Tony Stark, a Tony Stark variant that is said to be a Victor Von Doom variant, is going to be, it's just going to be evil Tony. Why would you not just do Superior Iron Man from Multiverse of Madness, which was set up perfectly? Instead, you're going to ruin a beloved character. The Darth Vader of Marvel is going to be ruined by just being Tony 2.0? This is bullshit, man. Like, I'm sorry. I'm not for this. I know I've said I was excited about Doomsday. I love RDJ. I respect RDJ. RDJ, I get that paycheck is nice. If you had any decency and respect for yourself as an actor, you shouldn't have taken this job. Because I just feel that this is a mistake. And I'm sorry, like Tony Stark said, pause for a second. I mean, what they have done is just absolutely not necessary. Because it just does not make sense. Like, and I hope it truly does blow up in their face. Because honestly, if they fail these Avengers movies, I want to see the MCU succeed. I talked earlier in the stream about why I want to see it succeed. But also, the other thing is Hollywood rant coming, okay? I don't like to bring Cobra Kai into all my Marvel comparison videos, but for this case I will. One of the reasons why the ending of Cobra Kai worked so brilliantly was because we had a villain that didn't have a redemption arc. We had a villain that was pure evil to the core. Stop trying to make compelling characters that are villains. I get the whole villain hero of their story. Doom is meant to be Vader and the Emperor without redemption. Doom needs to be ruthless. He needs to be cold. He He needs to be collected. You can be intelligent and be evil. One of the reasons I missed, as we were watching Snow White the other day, one of the reasons I missed the old Disney days is villains used to be simple. It used to be cookie cutter formula. Now everyone, oh, there's my daughter. I'm going to sacrifice my daughter's life because it means I get to save all of humanity. I killed billions, but you love me, right? Because I saved hundreds of people. No, you're still a villain. The good deeds you make, like, yes, I understand the notion of redemption. Redemption is a powerful act. But when you give everyone redemption, you take away the power of redemption. And that is a huge problem I have. What I love about Sensei Wolf and Cobra Kai is that he was ruthless to the core. He was cruel. He did not care. And the same was said for Wenwu. Wenwu is the best villain in the regular MCU, which is why Shang-Chi is one of my favorite MCU movie, because the fact that he was, even being Shang-Chi's father, even though in the end he learned his lesson, he learned it too late. He was evil. You could see that he was evil to his son. The death of his wife, it caused him grief in a lot of other ways, but he didn't get a total redemption arc. He died. He still died. He still was outdone. He served his purpose. He got like kind of the Vader redemption. And when you copy more of the Vader redemption formula, I would be okay with it because you still get to see him become the full villain. But I don't like the idea, like, RDJ loves playing three-dimensional characters, but I don't love the idea of them making Doom a redemptive character when he's about to kill so many people in Secret Wars. So he's going to kill Thor at the end of Doomsday, and we're just supposed to accept that it's okay, bro. You're just doing this for the multiverse, right? So you can kill Thor, you can kill anyone, you can kill Spider-Man, and it doesn't matter. Like, I hate this. I think this is a mistake, and I think that Doomsday, at this stage, unless something, like, look, this storyline, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt, which says you've made 4 of the best MCU movies, so I want to give you the benefit of the doubt, but I'm not a fan of the AI stuff. I think the Tony Stark variant argument just added to Doctor Doom is stupid. Just make Superior Iron Man. Don't steal Doom. I've waited my entire life to see a proper Doctor Doom adaptation, and it seems like I have to wait longer, because you guys don't get it, Marvel. You don't get that we want to see good characters. Do you forget what the fans want? We want to see good adaptation of our favorite characters. We don't want to see you take new twists on our favorite characters and, like, how is this going to address Tony Stark's death? Wait, so the biggest hero in the universe dies and then he just becomes a villain because of all the trauma and everything? Like, what, opens an alternate universe portal and just, oh, he survived. So it's like, oh, he didn't live, but he survived. So it's like, and now he goes, and because of all the events, like Doctor Strange said, you know, on the one Earth, the Earth that Tony died, that was the universe that won. So what, the other Strange saw a universe where Tony won but wasn't the good guy? So that's what we're addressing here? Like, it's just bullshit, man. It just, I can't even fathom, like literally, like, all I'm going to say is, Russos! Why? Why, Russos? Why? Like, just, this AI nonsense, it will not work for me. I want to keep an open mind. I want to be positive, guys. But I had to give a little rant. I had to give my thoughts on this. I'm not excited for Doomsday right now, guys. I need some hype. I'm not as excited as I was for Infinity War. I'm not as excited for the MCU. I'm enjoying Daredevil Born Again, but these guys are sleeping. They're not giving Shang-Chi the screen time he deserves. He's an amazing MCU character, my new favorite character. And I just don't think they're going to treat Doctor Doom with the respect that he deserves. I love RDJ. I'll see anything he's in. He'll always be an amazing actor. But I think I think this is going to be a pretty big sloppy fart in the wind. Like, it's going to be bad, and I'm just not a fan. So share your thoughts down below in the comments. Are you guys excited about Doomsday? Are you worried? I'm worried. I'm not saying this because I'm not shitting all over this because I want this to be bad or to make hate content. I'm just saying it sounds like it's going to be bad, and I have to have bold conversations with you. I've had the conversation. I'm excited for Doomsday. Now I'm telling you I'm worried for Doomsday, and I mean that sincerely. This article makes me sick to my stomach. When I hear AI taking over more jobs and more people's lives, and artists, at least DC wants to hire true comic book artists for their stuff. Marvel wants to continue to use AI. It's bullshit, man. It's all bullshit. So anyway, guys, have a marvelous night. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.